open it up to the floor for about half an hour shortly. But Eddie, first up to you. You've had a lot of people saying welcome home, but when you walk in here, does it actually really feel like home?
Yeah, no, it definitely does. You know, we were just Mark and Glenn and Gary and I were talking out there, and we've got the fourth Ella, a red-headed one, Greg, who played on the wing, who could play a bit. You know, we left here in 1977, and to come back here now, it's pretty special. Yeah, good feeling. Yeah, no, it is. It's quite emotional.
I can see, yeah. A lot of Indigenous students here as well. When you think about conversations that are happening around Australia, you know, Gary is the best in the business at acknowledging and doing the welcome in the country. Reconciliation is a huge part of the conversation here at the moment. Where do you see rugby's role in reconciliation?
Yeah, if I just talk about, firstly, my experiences. You know, I remember going to kindergarten and the three Ellas were there, and there was no difference between anyone. We were all the same kids, played together, played cricket, played rugby league together, and there was nothing between us. I came back and then taught here, taught very badly, mathematics, and it was a different feeling. Some antagonism between people, and now I think one of the things that's really impressed me in Australian rugby is their endeavour to reconcile. You know, we still need to do more for Aboriginal kids. We want more Aboriginal kids playing rugby. You know, they've done well in other sports, and we want more playing. And we've seen what the Ellas have done for their people, and we want to do more. And I want to be part of it.
So you brought us to the future. I mean, that's what we're all here for, is the future of Australian rugby. How do you, this is part of the challenge, I guess winning helps, but how do you win back fan support, fan loyalty, really re-energise what lies beneath? Yeah,
well, I think, you know, Australian rugby's gone through tough periods before. This is not unusual. You know, if you just look back at when the Ellas came through, you know, in 77, they played for Matraville High. 77, they played for the Australian Schoolboys. Went and won everything in the UK. And that set off a movement in Australian rugby. You know, and at that time, there was some time during that time, Australia got beaten by Tonga at the cricket ground. And then the Ellas came through and they changed the way the game was played. You know, they changed that spirit of Australian rugby, which was a bit of a mismatch between New South Wales and Queensland, and they changed it back to an aggressive running style of rugby, and they changed the fortunes of Australian rugby that culminated in '84, the Grand Slam, you know, with the world's best coach in Alan Jones. You know, his only competitor is Clive Woodward, but they're having a good go at each other, so one of them will work out who's the greatest coach. And then yeah, ended up winning the World Cup in 1991, and then 1999 we won the World Cup, and we want to start that period again because we're not short of talented players here. There's plenty of talented players, but talent doesn't win World Cups. What wins World Cups and wins the hearts of people are teams that play with that same spirit the Ellas had, about being aggressive, playing with a certain panache. That doesn't mean you run with the ball all the time, because kicking can be as artistic as running the ball, but we want to play with certain panache. We want to play tough, so at the end of games, when those tight games, you win those tight games by 1 or 2 points, and that's the traditional Australian digger spirit. We want that in the team, and that's the opportunity for this group of players this year. You know, where can we take the team? And if we play like that, people will want to watch rugby again. You know, Mark was saying he doesn't want to come and watch us play until we play well. So we need Mark to be at the ground, so we better play well. And that's good to hear. We want that pressure on ourselves. We want to perform, and that's the opportunity for this group of players coming forward. And you know, I'm only a small part of it.
So that's like a cause and effect thing. In a World Cup year, you're renowned for your hard work. You'll have the players working very hard, I would imagine. What role can the rugby community play? How can they get involved in being part of the journey to not only this World Cup, but the next one?
Yeah, well, I think there's a couple of things. Firstly, I reckon we've got to draw a line in the sand of where we've been and work out where we want to go and have that picture in our head, and I've just told you the sort of side we want to be. And then everyone needs to roll their sleeves up. So if you're cooking sausages down at Willoughby number 8s, or you're thinking about getting a stand subscription, do it. We need people to want to support rugby. You know, ideally, imagine the first round of Super Rugby and we've got record crowds at every game. Yeah, what sort of message does that send to the rugby community about Australian rugby being revitalised again? But we can't do it by ourselves. The team will do their bit, but we need everyone in the rugby community to find a bit more. And they can, and there's plenty of people who love rugby when the Wallabies win. So we've got to win, but we need them to maybe help start it a little bit more. So we need everyone to do their bit in rugby.
Hamish,